All right. What's up, guys? Sneaky Cat Guy. I'm back with another video on this Tuesday, isn't it? And sorry, I tried to produce a video, and I absolutely crashed out so bad the last 2 days because my attacks were just so bad, and people were like, "Well, we like seeing your fails." They were just like, I was just so frustrated with myself because I think that I'm a better attacker, and I just absolutely sucked in Legends League. So today, I wanted to talk about getting into another war here, but the blimp is dead. I got to figure out another strategy. I've been kind of forced my hand. The blimp can be used, but it is amazing to me. You know, I've been using it for a little bit now still. And the funny thing was, the last war I must have had short range blimps because I went 4 for 4 when I did all my live attacks, and I was like, damn, that's a pretty good video. But the fact of the matter is they're done for a longer range. I mean, you'll look at this blimp here, and it's just, as soon as it gets out of its aura, I mean, it's 1 second, right? So, you get your 1 second, boom, here, 1, uninvincible, and, it ends up getting 2 buildings, which the multi-gear tower is great. But the fact of the matter is like, that's just 0 value. 2 buildings and it gets shot down, like, and then this entire core is what's needed. Like, it's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. Honestly felt like I could have still gotten this base, but unfortunately there was too much base left. Too many heroes left. So, yeah, and then the other example happened on base 2. It was even worse. Is, you try to do, and this when you panic as well, it doesn't help. So, do a decent walk here. Most part, get a lot of the buildings out. Don't get the scatter shot, which I should have gotten out. And I go straight up the gut. Don't even get any of the buildings out. Like, what are we doing? Like, they crashed in a core area, but it doesn't matter, right? Like, it needs to get the town hall, because look at my troops. They're just going all the way around, and, I barely get the town hall, and everything else dies. So, the sneezy walk, I've done this before, the sneezy walk. That's it. So, I am doing a new strategy, and so far today I've done okay. This was not a time fail, the second one. The bottom one was the 97% was the time fail. So I'm going to try to actually pull off this strategy without getting extremely frustrated. I think I need strategies in the game. Like, I'm a decent player, but I do not like complex strategies. I do not like strategies that have 50,000 troops with them. So I have to scroll over on my troop bar. And where a lot of things, I have to monitor a lot of things at once, which I technically do with this strategy. That's the one thing that is annoying. However, it can be adapted, right? So I'm going to go from here. And the one thing that I've learned with this strategy is the Royal Champion must be released on the complete opposite side of the base. The reason for this is there's been so many times where the Warden aggroes onto a part of the base that just screws me, essentially. And he aggroes, and as soon as he aggroes, the attack is pretty much over. And the amount of value you want your Royal Champ to get is subjective, but usually I like to get a decent amount of value. And right now, I think I'm getting quite a bit. Now, same thing goes for the King and Queen. Oh, shoot. Don't want Warden to die. Yeah, don't want the Warden to die, obviously. And then you kind of let I use the Rage spell here to kind of give the Queen a little bit more oomph, if you will. And then the Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Not good. I'm gonna lose. And the other thing too is man, okay, we're okay because I can revive my Royal Champ. There's still a chance here because I have so many of these. Okay, this isn't a great base either. So what I can do is this. This is an interesting move. So what you do is you ice block just to kind of distract everything for a little bit. And that gives the aura still time and damage to get things down. Now I'll release all my excess troops. But we are so close on this attack. The one thing I am worried about is the multi-geared tower. Oh, we got it. We got it. Oh, man, this is close. I can't believe my queen survived. My queen does not survive in the Sui, usually. That was not a great base. 705 is not a great base to barely scrape by. Where I'm getting my value, I think I need to kind of rework it a little bit. Come on, boys. At least I can go to my second base and always get the donations. But the ice blocks there came in clutch, just a little bit more value. I'm still trying to learn to use them. The strategy I used to use before was a much simpler strategy. The one thing I am considering taking out is that earthquake spell. The earthquake spell gives a little bit of value on things, but the reality is not really. I mean, the one thing honestly I should be using, and I just thought of this, is I should be using the earthquake. Ooh, single target. I do really like single target bases for this. We'll go from the top here with the warden. So, single target bases are obviously favorite for the fire mites. They aren't very common though. They're pretty rare, unfortunately. But this will give, I should be doing this from the get-go. This gives a little bit more value to the rocket spear, to use a couple less spears here coming in. The one thing you really got to be careful though here is you have to babysit your warden, because okay, he's going to take that down good. Because if the single target gets caught on, you're going to get screwed. Okay, so then I've been dropping the king and queen together where the royal champion is going to go down. And then I've also been dropping my fire mites and getting the most value by trying to get them in the warden's aura, because they produce a ton of value when put into the warden's aura. Okay, this attack's going a lot more smooth than ones in the past. Honestly, it's because the fire mites just, all the infernos are already down. The infernos just provide so much value to the base defensively if they are defensive or if they are multi-gear. Now, this is the only thing that I worry about, is I do not like that the warden is now focusing on, because then the value goes away from the warden, and he's going to start getting hammered by things like, there we go, okay. And this is why you save one of these. The warden just always seems to get targeted. Like, how is he in the back there he's not getting healed up either. No one cares about healing up the warden. I was able to not have to use my ice block spells, which is nice. I've considered switching some of those spells out to just do different ones. I don't know. They're easier to use. This is a strategy that I'm following. However, it's just I don't know. 5,900. Wow, I didn't know I was this high in trophies. Obviously, off to a good start defensively. But, yeah, 696. Got another fairly easy base here. So I'm going to go from this side here and let my Sui dive deal with, because I did on the last base, I don't think it was a good idea to Sui dive there. Okay. Yeah, this should be, because then I don't have to really take care of the warden. I don't have to babysit the warden. Babysitting the warden is not very fun, to be honest. Especially when you're trying to do somewhat of a grand or an RC charge as well. The one thing that can ruin that, though, is definitely, I think, putting it down with while the Royal Champion's still alive might be a better idea. I'm going to start doing that. Just start the Sui dive. Oh, there we go. I do kind of like the ice block. That just kind of gives me a little bit of time to figure out, okay, what am I going to do next? I might ice block again. We'll use the rest of the Royal Champ. We'll revive her here. Got lots of invis left. Got lots of, see, this is great. When they get into the aura, they just provide way more value. Way more value. Perfect. Yeah. Crush that base. Absolutely crush that base. All right, well, pretty successful. Didn't crash out. Let me know what you guys think. Please like, comment, subscribe, and peace.